Howdy everyone, and welcome back to the Luna Geeks Out channel. Today we're checking out something a bit different than normal. We're moving away from the new releases backlog to something that has been on the list for a good while now. Rolling Quartz's cover of Good Night by Dreamcatcher. If you missed the last video, the song selection in that, I talked about how in one of the Discord servers I'm in, we do weekly music club, and this week's album is the Rolling Quartz album this is off of, The Fighter, I think. And I really want to be there for that, so, you know, this has been on the list for a while. Why don't I just knock it out? I've done this kind of thing at least once before with the Roselia reaction I did a while back, so there's precedence for it, and you know what? It's my channel. I can make the rules. I can break the rules if I want to. But yeah, Rolling Quartz, great band. Good Night, great song. Dreamcatcher, great group being covered. That messed with my brain right there. So, you know, I've got some high hopes for this one. I'm excited to check it out. Without further ado, let's hop into it. Okay, interesting shift. I think the original was like, just like a music box kind of sound. Here's, I think, an undistorted guitar. Such a good riff. Though, I'll be honest, I prefer the riffing in the original. Maybe it's just the tone in the original hits a bit harder. This is more their style, but I prefer the original riff. That's good right there, though. They pulled that section off super well. I was curious how they're gonna do it. I was curious how it was gonna sound. Better than I expected, for sure. That was awesome. It would have been so cool if they made that one such to be like a full-on guitar solo. But this is pretty faithful to the original, so... Oh, here's a guitar solo, okay. I can't actually remember if this was in the original now. Because it's like, if there's a spot to insert a guitar solo, it's that one bit back there, right before the bridge. Was there a guitar solo in the original? There wasn't, was there? Really good bass in that section. I just slow down with the oh, sorry. There were less elements in that section, and I liked it. I think it needed something right at the end, some kind of crash down, like just a good like beat on the drums or something right at the end. For you, like, oh, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm half asleep right now, I'll be honest. Fitting for the song, I suppose. But I'm trying to say words, and, either my mind's running faster than my mouth, or my mouth is running faster than my mind. But whatever it is, it's out of sync and it's not working, and I'm just gonna not try to finish whatever that thought was, because I don't know what it was. That was a really good cover, though. It's not the original, of course. It's Dreamcatcher doing the original. It would be very hard to beat it. But very good cover, very faithful to the original, but it brought in its own stuff as well. I'll dive into that when we get into the review portion, but we do have to do lyrical analysis first. And I was, normally, I was thinking, like, I've already talked about this song, don't need to do lyrical analysis, I've already done it. But I was like, you know what, it's been over a year since I checked out the song originally. My methodology, if you will, for lyrical analysis has shifted somewhat, and I would say the stuff I'm doing nowadays is much better than what I was doing back then. I'd say I'm going much more in depth and doing a much better job of talking about what's going on there. So it's probably worth doing it. And so, you know what? Let me just go back and see what I said on that original song, and just get an idea of where I took the thoughts originally, where I needed to take them now, so on and so forth. Went back. Turns out I never talked about the lyrics anyways, because that was that point in time where I just not talk about lyrics sometimes if I wasn't in the mood for it, or it didn't get like an immediate idea or whatever. Nowadays, I put in more work, and the only reason I don't talk about lyrics is if there's no English lyrics out there. So we kind of legitimately have to talk about the lyrics if you want to get these things analyzed at all. So yeah, lyrical analysis to end that rant. Starting off in verse 1. Hey, when the moonlight is covered by the clouds. So, of course, right off the bat, you get that idea of nighttime, but you get the moonlight, the one bit of, like, major light that's going to appear during the night is covered up, so it's darkness. And of course, you've talked several times in the past about sort of the metaphorical ideas of light and darkness, what all they represent. So similar themes carrying over here. Like Devil Comes, so this idea of this something dark, something dangerous appearing when the light is gone. I'm watching over you, wait quietly, I wait for you to fall asleep. Like Devil Comes, now it's time. So we get a further sense of danger. They're watching over whoever the subject of the song is. They're waiting for them to sleep, and they're gonna do something. We don't know what yet, but they're waiting for them to sleep, and something's gonna happen. Pre-chorus. I won't let this night pass. Tick-tock. I just started to insert a second tick-tock there. Okay then, let's restart. I won't let this night pass. Tick-tock, stopping the clock. I don't want to tick-tock. So, tick-tock, of course, the sound a clock makes as it goes along. Stopping the clock is going to stop that tick-tock, and it's going to stop the passage of time. So there's not the time of the night. There's something important about the night. There's a power to the night, and they're not going to let it pass and not going to lose that power. Into the chorus. Oh baby, run, run, run it to get far away. Run, run, run it to a place you can't see. You can't escape no matter how much you try. Oh, in the endlessly repeating nightmare. Stay trapped like this forever, like my very own doll. Baby, good night. Baby, good night. So again, we've got these ideas of danger, you know, endlessly repeating nightmare and everything. The subject of the song is trapped. There's no escape for them. The narrator of the song is fully in control now. The sign, like my very own doll. Of course, a doll, a toy that you can play with, you can control what it does. You can create your own narrative for it. That is what the subject of the song is now. That the subject of the song has become someone controlled by the narrator of the song. The narrator of the song has power over them. Verse 2. I'll be conducting your dreams without change, without even moving a finger. So, getting into their head, getting into their dreams, controlling that, ties back into the nightmare idea as well. I'm making you drench in sweat, you can't wake up. Endless nightmare, as we saw earlier. Tell me, wake me now, beg more, scary night. This game is for you, I can't stop. So, perhaps an idea that they're playing with the subject of the song, like messing with them, something along those lines. I'm not entirely sure there, I'll be honest. Pre-chorus again, nothing new. Chorus again, nothing new. Bridge, stop testing me, don't put on that pitiful face, no, no, no. This time, hold on, this is time I made for you, don't think about leaving anymore. So tying back into ideas you've seen before about, you know, the lack of escape and things like that, and then we have the chorus again, nothing new there. So, what is this song about? Heading over to the Genius page for the original Dreamcatcher song talks a bit about some of the stuff in the music video and the lore continuation there, and I don't understand that, and I don't have the time to look into that. If y'all could give me some insight into that, I'd certainly love to hear it. But there are definitely ideas that go beyond this, like, literal lore we're seeing develop that we can grab here. Their first is that perhaps very much some supernatural elements. They truly have, like, trapped this person in their mind. They have this, you know, magical control over them and everything like that. Certainly going off of the video, at least the original Dreamcatcher video, that checks out. And I think we got maybe a tiny bit of that kind of thing in this video as well. Not quite as much, but a little bit of a continuation of those ideas. So, you know, perhaps something along those lines, but I think it's more, this is a theme we go back to a lot here on the channel, because there's a weirdly large amount of music about it, but the idea of some kind of relationship that was pretty rough, that the subject of the song had in the past in some manner harmed the narrator, and so now the narrator is getting their revenge. They're haunting them in their dreams, in their thoughts, leaving a mark on them that is haunting them, and is they're taking back some power and some control, and so on and so forth. That makes a bit more sense to me, because I tend to read stuff a bit more realistically and a bit more literally, if you will. But I do think there is definitely a more supernatural reading we can have here as well. Again, with the video of the original song, that definitely checks out. I couldn't necessarily say what is, like, exactly going on here, because there are, I think, a few different interpretations here, and because it does seem to tie into some of that lore, I'm not entirely sure what all of it is. But there are some, again, there's some theming in here that we can grab regardless of that. And yeah, pretty cool lyrics all in all. I prefer other Dreamcatcher song lyrics for sure, but some solid lyrics here for sure. Shifting into the review of the song, a lot of stuff to say on that. Starting off with the vocals, they were fantastic, and of course we're going to have to keep going back and comparing things to the original song, and look, they're going up against Dreamcatcher. I absolutely love Rolling Quartz's vocalist. I am forgetting her name, unfortunately. I'm going to forget all of their names today. I absolutely love her. She's a great vocalist, but she is not the entirety of Dreamcatcher, you know? So, yeah, the vocals are worse than the Dreamcatcher version, but they're really good vocals regardless. Just great. So she's got such a good, just, like, rock and roll voice, you know? The rap section is the bit that really stood out to me, because, like, again, I wasn't sure exactly how that was going to be pulled off, because the only other thing I've heard that's kind of gone into that is, Pink Drop, which I thought was alright, but not great. I was a little tentative. I was like, I'm just not sure what they're going to do here. Did it very faithful to the original and done very well. It was a level of quality higher than I was expecting, and I still expected it to be decent at the very least. And the vocals throughout the rest of it were about what I was expecting. Nothing too crazy with them, but they were very good. Again, the rap section was the one that really stood out to me, but vocals throughout were quite nice. The guitar, while I prefer the actual riff in the original Dreamcatcher song, there's just something about it that just hits a bit harder. I think because maybe that song brings in a lot of stuff that isn't quite rock as well, so that guitar riff hits a bit harder in the context of everything. The guitar throughout the rest I thought was better. There were some interesting shifts from the original that felt were nice. The guitar solo was really good. I'm pretty sure that wasn't in the original, though I could legitimately be going crazy there. Today's been a busy day, and I am not well rested, so, That's not out of the question, but I thought the guitar in this was fantastic. Just the fact that the riff in the original Dreamcatcher song, again, hits a little harder for me. But no, the guitar work here was fantastic. Bass, far better than the original Dreamcatcher song. And I enjoy the bass in Dreamcatcher stuff, but the bass here was better. Plain and simple. I really like their bassist. She's great, and she did a great job here. Really good bass tone. A couple moments that really shown forth. I don't think I ever pointed it out. I'd point it out of the one section. But yeah, bass was great here. Finally, the drums, once again, thought it was better than the original Dreamcatcher song. Again, Dreamcatcher tend to have some decent percussion, but man, just a proper, like, rock and roll drums taking place here, that's my kind of thing. That's gonna make me happy. I greatly preferred those to the original. So yeah, drums were great in here as well. On the whole, it's a solid cover. The original is better, coming at no surprise. It's Dreamcatcher, of course, but this was a fantastic cover, very faithful to the original, but it very much felt like Rolling Quartz as well. Like, it didn't feel like it was a song they would necessarily have written themselves, and to be fair, I'm not familiar with the entirety of their discography. I've only heard a few songs, so I could be mistaken on that. But it didn't feel like it matched up with the other stuff they've done, but it did very much feel like they were taking this song and really adopting it to their style. So it was a good blend of Dreamcatcher and Rolling Quartz here. A lot of good stuff in it. All the individual elements I talked about were great. It came together beautifully. The one thing I'd say would be like a good improvement would be, I wish there was a bit more of the stuff that was like the non-metal kind of stuff that we got in the original. There's just a bit more stuff happening in the song, a bit more texture, some different sounds, that kind of thing. This felt very samey throughout, and Dreamcatcher tend to have at least some level of sort of a progressive style to their music, so it was a shame to be missing that here. But again, from what I've heard from Dreamcatcher, from Rolling Quartz, that's not necessarily their style. They're a fairly straightforward hard rock band, which I quite like. It's a great sound, but when we had all that different stuff in the original, it does make it feel a bit weaker for sure. But yeah, all in all, great cover. It's not the original, but it is fantastic regardless. Very happy to have checked this out. And cannot wait to see whatever the next thing I check out from Rolling Quartz will be, whatever they put out next, or whatever y'all want me to check out. Because, of course, if there's something they've released that you want me to do a reaction to, let me know, and I will throw it on the list. It will just be a good while before we get to it. But anyways, I am out of things to say on the song, so y'all know the drill. It's time to figure out what we'll be checking out next time. I don't have anything to say going into this one. I just really hope we get some accident. I've been saying that a lot lately. That is the thing I'm holding out for. Let's see what happens. Let's give it a spin. Come on, pick a reel. Give me... get out of here, advertisement. Give me something good. Is that Love Bites? Love Bites 2. I have no idea what song that is. It's the other single that didn't have a music video, because the first one was, I think, The Spirit Lives On? Was that the name of the song? I don't know. There was a single I checked out from the recent album that didn't have a music video, and there was one other single that didn't have a music video. That's this one. Love Bites. Not what I would have chosen, by any means. I would have been fine to wait a bit longer on that, but Love Bites are quite nice. Just a fun power metal band. Kind of like Rolling Quartz, where it's a really good example of a fairly straightforward representation of the genre. Really high quality, great performance. This is going to be fun. Not going to be a favorite thing we check out, for sure, but it's going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, Love Bites next time. I would have preferred some other things, but I have no complaints about that, for sure. Love Bites, that's going to be pretty dang good right there. But I am out of things to say, so that is going to do it for the video. Thank y'all for watching. Be sure to like if you like, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment down below with your own thoughts on the track, any feedback or criticism, or anything you want me to react to. in the description. Link to the music video so you could go check it out, support the artist. Link to, I'll probably also link down my original Good Night reaction, which is not at the level of quality as the current content from what I saw looking back at it, but you might be interested in checking it out. And then I'll have my Rolling Quartz reactions playlist, my rock and metal reactions playlist, and my Korean music reactions playlist, so you can check out some similar content from me. And then links to my Discord server, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify playlist of all the songs I've reacted to, at least the ones up on Spotify, and my link tree, which has some other stuff in case any of that interests y'all. Anyways, like I said, that's going to do it. So once again, thank y'all for watching, and until next time, I'll be seeing ya.